Hello everyone, it's Amy and welcome back for another Journaling on a Budget video. This week we are going to make a puzzle piece flip out. And so I know that we've already made the puzzle pieces, but I want to make a big one and make a flip out for my book. So we have taken our 8.5 by 11 pages and folded them in half. That's how we got the size of our book. So our pages are 8.5 tall by 5.5 wide. So I think I'm going to make my puzzle piece just under, I'm going to go 4 3/4, just because I want it a little bit skinnier than my page. And then our page is 8.5 inches tall, so I think that I will make the puzzle piece 7, do we want to do 7 or 7.5? And I have a ruler here on the side of my cutter, that's why I put the paper back in here. Let's do 7.5. Okay, so I'm going to cut that at 7.5. And you don't have to have a specific size at all. You just want to make sure that your paper fits inside of your book. Because if it doesn't, then, you're going to do all that work for nothing. Okay, so we have our paper here. And what I want is, and I'm going to show you how to do it if you don't have a punch. So, because not everyone has a punch. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to use the bottom of my glue bottle, and I'm going to kind of put it in the middle and then draw around it for my bottom part of my puzzle. Okay, and then I'm going to put one on each edge. Now this one is going to be the type that goes in, and the ones on the edge, I want those to be the type that stick out. So I'm going to put my bottle approximately in line with the top of, not really the top, but the edge of this circle, because we're going to cut this like this, and then we're going to want to come out and come down and around. So I'm going to put my bottle right on the edge of my paper, and even though this seems like it's really long, by the time you're done cutting your puzzle piece, that's just the sticky out part. The puzzle piece is, it's not that big, so you do need a long piece when you're doing the ones that stick out. So I am going to then draw around the bottle over here, and then turn around and in approximately the same spot on the other side, draw around it. Now the nice thing with puzzles is they're never exactly the same. I don't know how to say that, but the puzzle pieces aren't all the same. So you don't have to have everything perfect, because what regular puzzle pieces are, some are a little higher, some are a little lower, even on the same puzzle piece, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, so we want these to stick out. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the one that's going to go in. That's my, what we'll call our innie. And I'm going to cut that circle out. Oh, I might have made my little sticky out ones a little bit too low. We'll find out. And you don't have to worry about your pencil marks, because we'll just decorate one side and we're going to put journaling lines on the other side. So this side we'll just decorate, so it doesn't matter that we have those lines. And now to get my looks of my puzzle piece, so that as I'm cutting I can really see what I'm doing, I'm going to round these off like we do to make our puzzle pieces, making sure that we don't have any sharp corners, because that really does make a difference on whether it looks like a puzzle piece or not. So you just want it to be nice and rounded, and maybe that's just me, but okay. And I really don't like the way that this looks, so I'm gonna do it from this side. It just really was kind of chopped up and really didn't look circle-ish. So I'm just going to try and fix it, and hopefully I will fix it and not just make a bigger mess. There. Okay, so there's our one piece, and then we're going to come back over here where we can see our other circles. We're going to cut a straight line up towards the edge of this circle, because that's going to be the edge of our puzzle piece. We're going to do another one over here, and then when we get up to the puzzle piece, or up to the circle, we're just going to round around and then come back and get on that circle line so that we make a nice circle. Now the only thing that I find, and really I'm not even sure that that's really so, but I like this line and this line to be kind of straight up and down from each other. So I'm just going to round this one out and then just go straight up. And then we're going to do the same thing over here, but I'm going to start from this side because it's just easier for me to cut this way. Just kind of round around. And by having these extra pieces that stick out, it gives us just a little bit more journaling space versus having a bunch of them that go in. So there we go. Now we have our puzzle piece. Now see how that looked like a really long piece of paper, but now it doesn't look so much like that. So that's one thing when you're doing the stick out ones, you have to remember that really this kind of looks like the size of the puzzle piece. So remember that it is going to be longer by doing that. And then all you're going to do is you're just going to decorate your puzzle piece. Now I did pull out a few things here. We'll see how we do. We all know that decorating is not my strong point, but I grabbed out some of my rice paper and napkin and some gauze, and I have some music paper and some wallpaper and some, not sure what this is. I got this in Happy Meal a long time ago. And I have a couple of stamps and a couple of stencils. So let's just see. I don't even know where to start. Okay, start with the background. So let's put some of the rice paper and some of the napkin in the background, and I'm going to do it with, I should have grabbed a magazine. You know what? Let's see what I have here. I have a Harbor Freight magazine here, and we're going to use that for our glue stick. Okay, so I think I'm going to just put my napkin like over here. And normally I do things with water glue when I'm doing my napkins, but I've watched Sonia, and she said that she watched Roxy Creations do it. That was quite a while ago, and now I watch Roxy Creations all the time too. But yeah, it was like she puts on her napkins with stick glue, and it works really well. So when you want something to be quite flat, stick glue is the way to go. All right, now what I do when I'm covering my puzzle piece is I just kind of put it on there, and then when I've got it kind of how I want it, before I put the little added pieces on, you know, your little decorative pieces, then I cut around the back side of the puzzle piece. So, but I want to put some of this rice paper on here too. And so I really don't like that straight edge. I shouldn't have done that, but I did. So I'll just have to deal with it. And I think that maybe I'll put that. You see? I'm going to put this right in this area. I'm trying to get that straight edge up so it goes off the corner. There we go. And then when I cut off these little pieces, I put them in a little bits box so that I can use them again later. And I'm going to put just a little bit of this over here also. And then I want a little bit of music paper. I like music paper in my backgrounds. That's one of my favorite things to put in the backgrounds. And if you rip off the words, then you don't have to worry about reading them and seeing if it's something that is offensive or not. So I tend to do that. And I'm going to, I don't like all this white on the edge here. This one I'm going to put the glue on the music paper. with the napkin and stuff, you can't really put the glue on the napkin. But whenever you have a solid piece of paper, it's easier to put it on the paper. Then you know where you need the glue at, versus when you put it on here, you have to kind of just, you know, guess or make some marks or something to know where to put your glue. I'm going to do that. Is this big enough to put right here? It is, so I'm going to do that just because I have it here. Oops, I need a little bit down here too. And there we go. And then we definitely need to finish covering. And I have to figure out what with. So let's see here. I didn't bring out a lot of colored papers. Let's put a piece, this is a piece of my just paint dyed. That will look nice on there. See, I'm always like putting things off to the side, then I need them again. Doing this on camera makes me a little bit nervous or frustrated. I don't know how to say it. Because I'm not fast at it. I think I should be faster at it is the problem. I think. And I just need to relax and take my time. So we need a little bit more down here. And because I didn't bring a lot of stuff out, we're just going to put a little bit more. I'll put another piece of this down here. Just got a piece of, you can tell it's Fabri-Tac because it stretches. And I want to put on a little texture, but I wanted it to be covered first before I put on any texture. So you have to have something here. Okay. I'm going to take a little piece of music paper and a little bit of punchinella and a little bit of tea. I think this is, no. What do we have here? Vintage Photo. Just to give that a little bit of color. Put that in at a different angle so then it doesn't just blend in with the one that's already there. Like that. And then I'm going to take a little piece of, let's see, I think I'm going to do the Vintage Photo with that also. But let's do some little music notes. And these music notes were just a punch that I have. And I punched these music notes out for a project I was working on. And this is just a piece of cardstock. And then I just kept the cardstock to use as a stencil. Now, had I thought that that's what I was going to do with it, I would have actually put my music notes a little bit up further from the edge of the paper so that I didn't go down over the edge. But, you know, give you a little bit more room. But they still work nice. And that's just something that you can keep. And if you, when you use acrylic paint on them, they just get stronger and stronger and stronger when you do that. That looks really cute. So I am just going to hair right there. I have to get used to my table here. I'm going to have to put something underneath because so that I can clean up easier when I'm done. I'm going to fold that little fuzzy right back up on the edge because I didn't get my paper down quite far enough. And there we go. Now, because it's damp, sometimes it's a little harder to cut. It's easier if you just let it sit for a while and let it dry up a little bit before you cut it. Because, you know, even putting the glue on there, even though it's a drier glue, this is now all covered with glue and it's a little bit damp. You can feel it. And so you don't get quite as crisp of a cut. But for the sake of video, we're just gonna go for it. But maybe do a couple of them. And by the time you're done decorating the second one, then the first one will be dry and it will cut nicer. And as I was cutting that, I just cut a little bit of the edge of the cardstock here. That's fine because it's a puzzle piece. There is no exact to it, so if you cut a little bit off, you're not hurting a thing. So we'll just finish getting this off and then put a little bit on the front. Then on the back, I want to just stamp some journaling lines so that actually we can put it in as a flip up, and when you flip it over, the other side you can write on. And so this is an answer to one of the questions of, well, when you make these puzzle pieces, what can you do with them? Because it looks really cute as a flip. And there we go. Now I think what I want to do is edge the whole thing. And here we go. Broken china. And I'm going to do that before I put all the decorations on, because that way then the decorating won't get in my way. I'm just kind of doing a little messy edging to give it just a little bit more look, so it's not so flat. A lot of times I just like the edging to be, you know, just very straight like this, but in this case I really want it to be, let it get up on the puzzle piece just a little bit. And we're just about done with that. And there we go. Okay, so now we have to decide what else we want to do with it. And I want to keep my textures up here in case I want to use them in my stencils. Push all this off onto the table. Get it out of our way. Okay, so what do we want? I think I want to put a bird on here. Now, the one thing that you have to remember is that you're going to put this in your book. So you're either going to put it in this way along one side or this way along the other side. So you have to figure out where you're going to put it. And I did have, I think I had a page chosen for this one. Yes, I was going to put it right here. So it's going to have to go here so that we can put the washi tape on it, and then it can flip out like that. Then this will also come over like that, which is kind of cool. So I have to remember that this is the top, because your background papers, they don't matter. They can go any which way. But if you're going to put a focal image or something on it, you want to make sure that it's not upside down when you go to put it in your book. And I do think I want a bird on this one, or a butterfly. There's my pokey toe. It's still in there. I left it in there because after that, then I thought I might remember where it was when I went looking for it. Okay, so I don't think I want anything. Now, we have to remember you're going to tape the side, so you cannot let things hang off this edge. You can let them hang off the other edges, making sure that it's not too far to be on your page, but you cannot let it hang off this edge, which is the edge that's going to have a hinge on it. So, I really think I want a bird. He's too small. This one's kind of cute. That one's kind of cute, but he's a little bit small too. That one's not bad. And put something down here to kind of cover the fact that he doesn't have any feet. Oh, look, there's a fish. He doesn't fit. I don't know why there's a fish in with my birds and butterflies, but he looks mean. Now we're down mostly to butterflies. I think we have a lot of butterflies, so let's definitely choose. Oh, the cardinal and the robin are pretty. I don't know if I can put those on there or not because they're such a contrast in color. Always been one of my problems, color together. But the blue jay just blends right in. A little butterfly? No. No. I think I really like that red one. So, oh, the hummingbird is pretty. Oh, I think I changed my mind. I like that hummingbird. I think I even had a few more in here. Okay, I think that I'll stop digging now, and we'll go with the hummingbird. Nope. Okay. And the hummingbird's got some green in it with the green here, so it's not blue, but I'd still have to say it matches. Okay. Let me put these down out of my way. All right, so he's gonna go there. Oh, and that's nice. I like it when the branch fits all the way to the edge. These are just wallpaper bits that I cut out. Oh, one on each side? No. I don't know for sure if I even like that one there, but all right. I'm going to put a little bit of stamping on here. And this is just, I couldn't tell you what set of stamps this is. That's what it looks like. And I got it in a D-stash and it came like this. So I don't have any idea what company or anything it's from. And this is Delusions Permanent Mixed Media Ink Palette. Oh, that's kind of pretty. All right, let's see. I don't want to use the same stamp. I want to put something down here. A part of a butterfly in green. Would that work? Okay, he doesn't have a lot of detail. And then maybe just a little bit more of the punchinella here. And I'm using the permanent ink on this just because it's the one that I had here. All right. Okay. And these were just some things that I had sitting next to my desk. So I didn't pull out a whole bunch of stuff. But I think it will be enough. You have to just make do with whatever it is that you have. Even if it's just whatever you have in front of you. I'm going to wipe off my glue stick because I made a mess of it. I'm going to glue this one down. Yeah. And I think we'll get our bird on there with maybe a little texture behind it. And we'll call this one done. Even though it could use more embellishments, but you do have to be careful, and this is just a piece of gauze that I dyed. You have to be careful about embellishing too much in thickness whenever you're going to put it in a journal. Couple reasons. Number one, if you're going to want to write on it, you don't want too much bumpiness. And number two, you've got to be able to shut your journals. So, just remember that when you're choosing. And I'm not going to leave that really hang off the edges. I'm going to cut that off when I'm done because I do still want my puzzle piece to look like a puzzle piece. I liked it better that way, so I'm going to put that on with stick glue. And then I'm going to put my bird on with the with the Fabri-Tac, and that way the glue will go through the gauze and glue the bird and the gauze to the paper, just to make it a little bit more sturdy. I want to make sure that his branch is kind of touching top and bottom, and make sure that his beak is not over the edge where it would get cut off, or even if I left it, it would get bent. Okay. peel his beak back just a little bit and just leave it there for a few, because I'm going to tape this into the book for the hinge with washi tape, and I don't want to tape over top of his beak, so I'm just going to peel it up, and then I will tape it into the book, and then I'll put his beak back down on top of the washi tape. Okay, now I've just trimmed that off roughly so that there's still a little bit sticking out, but not a whole major amount. I'm going to take a little bit off down here too. There, just leave a little bit stick out. And if you don't want a straight line cut on something like this, when you cut it, instead of cutting straight, cut your scissors like this, and it will give you different lengths and different edges on there. And this can't be out here because that's where we have to glue it down. Okay, so there we go. There's our puzzle piece. Now I want to stamp some lines on the back, and I'm going to do them in tea dyed just because that's what I usually do. Now maybe I should have done my stamping before I did my decorating, because the stamp would probably make better contact. But I love the distressed look of the lines. I don't like solid lines, which is why I make my own line stamps, because I don't want that solid line. And this is just the vintage photo again. I'm going to put it on there. Did I make that long enough? Oh, I need to actually still put it all the way to the bottom. Get those lines on there. Now get the cardstock of your puzzle piece time to soak up the ink that is on your lines. And I also have another one that I made here that I want to put lines on, so I'm going to do that while I've got it out. So here's the other one that I made as my original sample, and it's also going to go in the book, and it's just got napkin, one of our flowers instead of birds. It's got a little bit of this kind of fiber, except pink here with some music notes, a little bit of painty paper, another one of those little medallions, and then a little stamp that I fussy cut, says delight in the little things. And so in a little bit of the napkin that was ripped off of here, I glued it onto the back here just because I thought it looked nice. Okay, so we're going to call that good. And there are our lines. See, we didn't get any lines here. That's right underneath, like where his beak is. Nope, it's right up in here. So that's just because I didn't press in that spot. But there we go. That's good for me on lines. I like that. And really quickly, I'm going to just do this one. And then I better get them in the book, because this is really starting to get to be very long, I think. Okay, so I've got one sticking out there, and then I've got this one that goes this way, and then it comes down and around, then this way. And there we go. There's our lines on that one. Now all we have to do is put them in our book. Maybe find a word at some point for the one we just made. A nice little saying or something to put on there. Oh, little something to wipe off my glue so I can put the lid back. Okay, I'm back, and I had recorded the whole video in one recording, and I forgot that if my videos get too long, I cannot download them onto my computer. So I tried to cut it into 2 pieces so that I could download the 2 pieces into my computer, and I lost the second half where I put these in the book. So, but at least that's all we lost. Was all I did was I just went ahead and chose some washi tape, and I just put the washi tape on the edge of the puzzle piece, folded it over the page to attach our puzzle piece in as a flip out. So here is what our puzzle piece looks like in our book. And I think that it looks really cute. I like them. We've got the little cellophane that also comes over part of it that looks really kind of cool. So, and then all you do in order to use it is you can flip it out and you can write on the back side of this, write things underneath that no one will see, or all over the page. So this is the one that we made. I think it turned out really cute. Kind of try and do, let me see if I can get a little bit more light here. And just do just a little bit of a close-up if that helps. So there's that. And then the one that I had made and we went ahead and put the lines on the back of is right here. And again, I put that one in the same way. I just put a piece of washi tape on there, folded it over the edge of the page to hold that in, and now we have a flip out on that one also. And so, and we've got a place to write on that, and backing, maybe a little stamping or something around here. I'm not really sure. I think it might look cute with something right there on each one of them. And, you know, just kind of like a little like surprise, or it's kind of framed by the puzzle piece. So we'll see about that. But, and then here's this one. Just kind of do a little close-up of it. But you really didn't miss anything. Like I said, I taped them in. So thank goodness that's all I lost of the video. But I hope that you enjoyed this project today. I really enjoyed making it. And if you try it, I hope you have a good time too. So, and also we learned how to do the puzzle pieces without having punches. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate you all stopping by. And I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.